What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Acts of Creation. And on this week's lesson, we check out how Steven Wilson never plays a boring chord. So let's check out some examples, and we'll come back and we'll talk about them just a bit. So as you can see, those are some pretty lush and complicated and really just beautiful chord progressions. And Steven Wilson's discography is full of just outstanding music. All right, so we're going to talk about a couple of these as we get going here, okay? For those of you looking for the tabs, down in the description below, you can find a link for those tabs. And while you're down in that area, please click that like, subscribe button. If you dig what's going on here, we do this and lots of fun stuff on this channel. Make sure to click on that notification bell. This way YouTube doesn't bury it in your feed. All right, so I use two different guitars because in this video, one of them, this one is in standard tuning, and we're going to talk about that example first because it kind of uses something that I preach on this channel all the time. And then the acoustic one I have strung up in Nashville tuning. And for those of you who don't know what that is, essentially it's your low four strings, E, A, D, and G, are tuned up an octave and you use thinner, smaller strings. Okay? So the first example we're going to talk about, like I said, it's in standard tuning and it's called Ancestral. Okay? And there's a break in the middle of the song, and that's that part we're going to talk about. It's kind of phaser heavy, but again, like I mentioned, it uses something that I preach on this channel all the time, and that's using open strings, right? We can take bar chords, simple chords that we know, and just add open strings around them to create a lot of different textures, all right? So this riff is in 7/4, and we're basically going to be in 4th position, and we're going to start out with what would be a bar chord, but it's really just a power chord, 4, 6, 6, and then your open G string and open B string. Okay, and we're gonna pick that up and down until we get 7 notes. And then you're gonna move to this little diminished type chord. 3, 4, 5, 0, 4, 5, 0, right? still have your 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Really nice, very textured sound, some dissonance going on there. Okay, you're gonna repeat that a couple times. We're gonna move up to 8th position and play basically a major bar chord without the bar. Your E and B strings essentially open. We're not playing the E string, so your B string is technically open. And then you're gonna bring out those same little diminished chords, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8. But after the last second chord there, you're gonna hit open G. Okay? And then we're gonna take that chord and we're gonna move it up into 11th position, kind of like an E flat major chord, and we're gonna play the open G and B strings together with it. And I play this one a little differently. There I kind of change the picking pattern a little bit, and we don't actually hit the B string. Then you have 10, 11, 12, open, 11, 12, open. Okay? And that's just a short little example, and I wanted to start with that one because, like I said, it uses simple chord shapes and open strings as well as standard tuning. So now, let's move on to some of the Nashville tuning examples. Alright, now that we're all set up for Nashville tuning, like I said, the 4 low strings, E, A, D, and G, are tuned up. And then your B and E strings are regular tuning. And if I were to play normal chords, it's in standard tuning, but it sounds way different, almost like a 12 string. So the first example I want to talk about is from a song called Routine, right? A beautiful little Nashville acoustic guitar section going on in the middle of it. And we start out here with essentially this chord shape to this chord shape. Right? It's essentially like an E minor major 9 from melodic minor to an E minor 7. Okay? This song is in 6/8, if you will. And that little picking pattern right there is what you're gonna pretty much follow throughout the entire thing, right? Pick out the chord twice and then double up the kind of low strings there. Really beautiful sound, okay? So you're gonna do that a couple times, then you're gonna move to this chord, right? Very kind of A sussy. We'll just run with that, right? Open A, 5, 5, 3, open E. So now you're gonna move to kind of like an A minor major 7 sound again, like a melodic minor kind of sound. It's a little bit of a dissonant chord. Ooh, but it's really, really tasteful and crunchy though. So it's open A, 5, 7, 9, open E. Right? Right, so those chords are gonna repeat, and then you're gonna move to this chord. Kind of an E minor 9, E minor 9 sound. No, E minor 7, I take that back. And again, I wouldn't get too hung up on the names of these chords, right? It's more about the textures that you're creating, right? So it's open E, 2, 4, 3, open. And then we're gonna switch to basically the same chord shape, but we're gonna play open A, and then grab the A on the high string. Okay, those two chords are gonna repeat, and then we're gonna move to a real crunchy chord. Right, and it's kind of cool chord because it's essentially an E power chord. Right, you have this chord, this power chord shape right here, plus you have the tritone, the B flat way up top. Really nice, crunchy chord. Awesome song, Routine. There's a great video of them playing it live in an empty arena. worth the watch. You can really see what the guitar player is doing in that video. So the next song we're gonna move on to is a really well-known song called Drive Home, and it is essentially the verse of the song. We are, again, Nashville tuning on the acoustic guitar. Different meter this time. We are now in 3/4. Nope. We are in 4/4 with a couple of measures of 2/4 thrown in there. So every one of these songs has a different time signature. Typical Steven Wilson, right? So we're gonna be 7 on the A, open G, 7 of the B, 7 of the E. Kind of a E minor 9 sound. A little bit of a complicated picking pattern, right? Make sure to check the tabs to get that straight. Next thing you know, we're gonna go to an A chord. Basically, it's a A major chord. Right, really nice. And then we're gonna move to basically a couple power chord shapes. 8 and 10 with your open G string. Down to 3 and 5. Then you get this nice D chord, right? With the D major with the open G. Very common. You see this chord a lot, you know, reminds me of like Incubus or something like that, right? So that is that section, and you're gonna go through that 2 or 3 times, and then you're gonna come up to some tension chords. And that tension eases into a nice major 7 chord. So you can kind of look at this a couple different ways. Maybe it's a little diminished triad. 6, 7, 6, starting on the 5th string. To a D major 7 chord. Really nice. And then it opens up to the chorus of the song, which I only played once in the example, so I really wanted to focus on the verse riff. But the chorus, again, you're going to mimic some of those chords. You get this beautiful E minor 9 chord, open, 2, 4, open, open, open. To a C major chord. To an A major chord. To an A major 7 chord. Alright, and that A, the C and the A chord always sounds nice because the A has the C sharp in it, so it almost, you can feel it lifting up. Alright, really nice progression. And there you go. Steven Wilson never plays a boring chord. His discography is huge, Porcupine Tree, solo work. It's hard to just pick a couple examples, but I think these ones fit well for what we've talked about here on this channel. Alright, so I hope you guys dig that. Down in the description below, you can find a link for the tabs. Again, please subscribe if you dig what's going on. And as always, let me know what you come up with. So until then, I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.